Remember The Secret, the book and the following movie that introduced the law of attraction to the world? It all seems so easy. Focus on what you want, visualize it, and believe that it's already yours. Imagine that your thoughts are magnets attracting what it is that you truly desire. It's like having a roadmap to manifesting whatever it is you want in the palm of your hand. So empowering. But have you ever felt like the law of attraction just isn't working for you? Maybe it works for others, but it's just not working for you. And that it's not as easy as it sounds. You're not alone. Many people struggle to see the results that they desire. But here's the missing piece of the puzzle. The law of attraction is very powerful, but I believe the secret left out a very critical part of the manifestation process. And that critical step involves working with those parts of us that are not on board with what the conscious mind wants to create. These hidden barriers can keep us stuck in cycles of self-doubt and stagnation, no matter how hard we try to manifest our dreams. I know how hard it can be when you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're not seeing results. I've been there too, most definitely. But here's the good news. Understanding these barriers is the first step to dissolving them. These unconscious patterns and limiting beliefs can have quite a hold over us. They serve an important purpose. They're there to keep us safe. We're wired for self-preservation. Stepping out and expressing new ideas, appearing vulnerable, and being seen for who we really are, those ideas can feel very threatening to someone who has a program installed that says, it's not safe to stand out. Don't call too much attention to yourself. And by no means is this your fault. We can inherit energetic patterns, and we absorb so much of our subconscious programming all before we're 7 years old. These patterns can come from a lot of different places: our culture, our family of origin, teachers that we have, other people and children that we're exposed to, and also the events of our childhood, some of which can be traumatic. We can have small traumas and large traumas. So these are reasons that we can feel stuck. But there's something that we can do about it to help ourselves dissolve some of this dense energy. Sometimes we know why we're stuck, and other times we don't have a clue. Do we need to know how we got there and relive the painful events that caused some of this programming? No, we really don't. An easy way to begin clearing these patterns or identifying these patterns is to become a conscious observer of your thoughts and belief patterns. It's one of the first things I work with clients is becoming this conscious observer, really paying attention to what's going on in the present moment. So really pay attention to how you feel. If you're tensing up, feeling off, feeling triggered, tune in. What's going on? Who is here? What's happening? What are you observing? And then get curious. And here's the great news. We begin to loosen the hold that these subconscious blocks have over us by simply shining the light of awareness on them. It's the first step in releasing thoughts and belief patterns that no longer serve us. When we're energetically lighter, our frequency is higher. We're likely to be in a state of gratitude, and we naturally find a flow state easier. And once we're in a better flow state, boom, the law of attraction seems like it kicks in and starts working. I'm going to share some tips that will help you identify some of these patterns that are holding you back from being the excellent creator that you already are. So pick something from this list that resonates with you. I'm going to share 10 things, but you certainly don't have to do all 10. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in doing all of the things and checking all of the boxes, but let's not do that. Let's make this simple, easy, and fun. So the first thing you can try is journaling. And I'm sure you've all heard about the benefits of journaling. In Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, she talks about morning pages. And that's first thing in the morning before your mind is completely back to that beta level of thinking, is to just write 3 pages of whatever's on your mind, something that's bothering you, ideas that you have, doesn't matter. Write to just write. But for some people, 3 pages is really daunting, and writing's not your thing. So if you want to experiment with it, maybe don't start with 3 pages. Maybe start with just a paragraph. And you might be surprised that once you get going, you can get your creative juices flowing that way. And journaling is such a great way to get feedback and maybe give you some insights into some things that may be limiting you. A second thing you can look at is self-reflection questions. And these are open-ended questions that are designed to just get you thinking and doing some deep look at your inner being. You can ask your things like, what do I believe about my strengths and abilities? Or what fears are holding me back? Questions like that can be like a flashlight illuminating a dark room, looking into those hidden corners and recesses of your subconscious mind. You'd be surprised at what can come through by simply asking yourself these deep questions to contemplate. And then listen and keep listening, because it may not come to you right away. In fact, you may have a dream at night that gives you some guidance, or it might pop into your head when you're on a walk. The third way that you can begin to identify blocks is by using mindfulness and meditation. Spending time with yourself in silence is so important. I find myself with my AirPods in a lot of times listening to podcasts, which are great and wonderful. But I really realize when I haven't had enough time in silence that I really miss it. And it can be challenging because we're used to having people to talk to, things to listen to, and we don't want to be wasting time. But there is something really amazing when you allow yourself to be in those spaces in between your thoughts. And you don't have to do these really long meditations and sit in a lotus position. We can start just by 5 minutes of silence in the morning, maybe a couple of times a day. You can even do a walking meditation. The fourth thing you can use is EFT tapping. And this technique is one of the most powerful tools I have in my toolbox that I use with my clients. It's a self-help tool that you can use to unearth some of these limiting beliefs, and it can open you up to an entirely new level of awareness. As you silently tap on these acupressure points, pay attention to what comes up. Oftentimes, it'll be clues to what the next thing is for you to experience or to release. If you're unfamiliar with EFT tapping, I have a quick video that introduces you to the silent tapping technique, which is great for people that are new to the process. The fifth idea is to get feedback from others. Sometimes we're too close to our own lives to really see what others may see. This takes some bravery to do, but if you have trusted friends or family members that you can ask, what do you think my limiting beliefs might be? They may be able to point out some things to you that you haven't noticed that could be blind spots for you. This does take a level of vulnerability, but it can be very useful to get this kind of feedback. The sixth thing is to look for patterns. Are there reoccurring themes in your life where you felt stuck or unsuccessful? Because these patterns often point directly to limiting beliefs. Examples of this could be attracting the same type of romantic partner where the relationships don't work out, always having a very difficult boss time and time again, different company, but same situation. Those are the types of limiting patterns you can look for that may help you uncover some blocks. The seventh way is visualization exercises. One of my favorite tools because it's so powerful. So with this, we imagine our goals coming true. We imagine the end result. And my favorite technique is one I learned from Mike Dooley, who is a New York Times best-selling author and wrote the book Infinite Possibilities, among many others. And he taught me a 4-minute visualization technique. which I love because it's only 4 minutes. Everybody has 4 minutes. But what happens when you're in this visualization process is that if there are parts of you that are not in alignment with this visualization of what you want to create, you'll start to hear the yes buts in your mind. So that's a great way to find those limitations that might be keeping you from achieving your goals. I have a video that leads you through a visualization exercise that I will link to down below. The eighth thing you can do is observe your negative self-talk. And this one is so important. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I can't do that. I don't deserve this? These negative affirmations can become deeply ingrained in your subconscious, and they create a barrier to manifesting what it is you truly want. It's like trying to drive a car, but your emergency brake is on. The ninth way is through affirmations. And just like your visualization, if you say an affirmation, I am going to make double my income next month, and then listen to what comes back. Is it a yes, but? Are you getting any kind of internal pushback or disbelief? Your conscious mind is really excited about something, but your unconscious mind is saying, no, not safe. And this resistance is where the limiting beliefs reside. Positive affirmations lose all their power if part of you is standing in opposition. And the final tool is intuitive listening. This is all about trusting your gut. In a quiet moment, listening to your inner voice, profound insights about what's going on below the surface can come to you. And learning to trust this inner voice is critical in allowing what wants to come through you at a soul level to manifest through the law of attraction. So remember, identifying these beliefs are the first step in transforming them. And then once they're identified as limitations, there are so many tools, including EFT tapping and other energy psychology techniques, that we can use to release them, to take that dense energy and set it free so that you have more of a life force, that natural life force, that powerful energy to create what you want in this world. You have all of the power already within you to create a life of abundance and joy. Stay curious, and as always, be ever so kind to your most beautiful self. I'm rooting for you.